A year ago, I made my first video, which was about being stuck in the past. And basically, the message of that video was, I'm stuck in the past, but I'm gonna get over it and just make new memories. Which was such an overly simplistic and naive message. And this is a common thing people will say. In 10 years from now, none of this will matter. And I mean, they're kind of right. You can't put, I sat at the pool table on your job resume, but if you were isolated and rejected and lonely growing up, you're not just going to be able to snap out of it and become confident one day. The person you are now is just a product of habits you've been developing for years. Basically, the lines between past, present, and future aren't as clear as we make them out to be. When people say life is short, what they really mean is life is gradual. Yeah, 80 years is kind of a long time, but the way the past, present, and future all bleed into each other, it feels short. And I'll give you an example. A part of me still feels like I'm in 9th grade, even though that was 7 years ago? Jesus Christ. But the reason it feels that way is because I'm still in touch with a good amount of friends I had back then. So in a weird way, it kind of isn't my past because I'm still living in it. And the opposite is true. I dormed as a freshman, which was a little bit over 3 years ago, but it feels a lifetime ago. Because I'm not really in touch with a lot of the people I knew then. Time can be measured, but our experiences within a time cannot. That's why a moment from 10 years ago can feel like yesterday, and a moment from yesterday can feel like 10 years ago. I'm not blinded by nostalgia or anything because I understand, even the happiest moments in my life, I was still miserable like 40% of the time. I just realized there's more gray area to the past than, get over it, that was so long ago. I used to be deeply insecure that I peaked in high school, but once I took my own ego out of the equation, my feelings made more sense. It's completely logical to prefer a time period when I was around my friends 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for 4 years, and I also didn't have to worry about how I'm going to contribute to society. I had another important revelation about 7 months ago. I came home from my college classes and I clicked on a Cartoon Network live stream. And right as I tuned in, that live stream played the original Teen Titans and the original Ben 10 back to back. Now, if you're not older Gen Z, I'm just gonna assume you don't care, so I'll give a little context. This is the same exact lineup they had in 2006, the same time slots and all. And it brought me back to being 5 years old and watching these shows after school. Now, nostalgia can be very bittersweet for a lot of people, including myself, but I viewed this as a net positive, and it taught me something important about myself. It taught me that everything that happened between now and then, through the misery, through the suffering, through the funny moments, through the happy times, I'm still just deep down a kid who wants to watch cartoons. I don't have a lot of personal items from when I grew up because I basically ran away from home at 17. And it left me with this empty feeling where I wasn't sure if my childhood memories actually happened or if I just imagined them all. But rewatching these shows, it taught me that these memories were real and I shouldn't let go of them. I think since we live in this really fast-paced world where trends feel dated in 3 months, there's no time for reflection and to slow down. A lot of people aren't really living in the moment. They're trying to escape the past when they should be embracing it. To disregard your past is to invalidate all of your prior experiences, lessons, and identity. We all have to grow up, but that doesn't mean we have to be boring, sophisticated adults either. Yeah, learn how to navigate society, don't be some bum who never leaves his house, but at the same time, you have to keep that excitement and curiosity within you. Be open to change, but don't neglect your past because that's where all of our understandings of ourselves and the world come from.